everyone, I'm Maggie with Yoga's Arc. Yoga's Arc wants you to put your health first. Yoga is an activity that requires physical exertion. Please ensure you are in proper shape to do yoga. If you are unsure or have a medical condition, please consult your physician before beginning any yoga regimen. We're gonna go ahead and get started with some Yin yoga. So we'll be doing about 20 minutes of vinyasa and then about 20 minutes of yin. So the first portion of the class, you will be getting warmed up a little bit. We'll be working on our strength, a little core strength, stuff like that as well. And then the second portion of the class will be more passive poses. You can get a blanket, you can get some blocks if you need, any props that you think might make you a little more comfortable in these poses. Please feel free to use a block with the vinyasa portion of the class as well. If anything seems like it's a little too much, please know that you can always find a different option, a different modification, and I'll be showing a few of those. So let's go ahead and get started. Good, so we're gonna start our practice in child's pose, coming all the way down, the knees wide, toes coming together. And just beginning to extend those arms long down your mat, taking your time. You may want to use your block below you to rest your abdomen on the block, or you may not want it. So just taking your time here to really start coming into your breath. Beginning to notice the quality of your breath. Beginning to find that Ujjayi breath. If you are ready, taking that inhale, filling yourself up completely. Exhaling through the nose, deepening. On that exhale, imagining that you are fogging up a mirror, although the mouth is staying closed. A couple more breaths here. If it feels okay to you, you may like to set an intention for your practice. And we'll find one more inhale, one more exhale. Making your way up to that horse stance on your inhale. The hands below the shoulders, the knees right below those hips. And just starting to find some cat-cows here, really beginning to warm up the spine, inhaling as you lift the tailbone, lifting through the crown of your head. Exhaling as you carefully round the spine, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the chin into the chest. And starting to find your own pace, find your own rhythm, really connecting with your own breath. Inhaling as you open through the front, exhaling again as you round the back, deepening here. And if there are any other shapes, any other poses that you would like to find here, please feel free to do so. Just taking your time. Warming up your spine, there's no rush. One more time through, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And we'll go ahead and tuck the toes under, pressing back into downward dog. Starting to find your best downward dog here. Just taking your time to really find that breath in this pose. Maybe finding a little stillness here, if that feels right to you. Or maybe finding a bit of movement. Maybe lifting one heel at a time. Maybe lifting both heels at the same time. Taking your time here again. Taking a look right between the knees, wherever you are. Or you may like to turn and look to the side here and find a little more space in that upper body. Good, again, a couple more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, take a look to the hands, softening through the knees. You can hop or you can step your way to the top of your mat, finding that forward fold. Inhaling, half lift, and exhaling as you fold forward again. And inhaling as you rise, grounding through the soles of the feet. Inhaling to the top, your extended mountain pose, palms together. Exhaling those hands to heart center, standing tall. Samastiti. Another inhale here. One more exhale as you ground yourself a little deeper at the top of your mat. And we'll find that inhale rising into that baby back bend. This time, the right finger's holding that left wrist, tipping over to the right, finding that space in the left side. Another inhale to the center, holding onto that right wrist, tipping over to the left, creating those lateral bends. Inhaling as you rise, and exhaling as you fold forward. Rising as you inhale for that half lift, exhaling as you tip forward again. Good. And again, you can hop or step your way to the back of the mat. You can come to that downward dog, or if you are ready, we find that plank position. If you need to, please feel free to drop the knees. If not, exhaling chaturanga. Scraping the body with those arms. You can stay low in your baby cobra or rise into upward dog, letting those hips sink, letting that chest rise. One more inhale. Exhaling, tucking those toes back to downward dog, looking right between those knees. Good. We'll take that inhale, that right heel lifts. Three-legged dog. If you want to, you can bend through the knee here. Directing that right foot to the left shoulder as you open up those hips a little bit more. Another inhale, and as you exhale, let's come through. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, grounding through that back heel. Inhaling as you rise. We tuck that tailbone under, rotating the hips right out in front of you. So, if those hips aren't squaring as much as you'd like them to, or rotating as much as you'd like, you may need to step this left foot out. You may need to step that right foot out a bit. We'll take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, fold forward. Hands to the floor. Let's lift that back heel. Then again, you can move back into your plank or downward dog. If you're ready, exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Tucking the toes, coming back to downward dog, taking a look right between those knees. Let's lift that left heel high. Good, again, you can keep that leg extended or you can start to bend. Opening up the hips a little bit more. That breath is strong. One more inhale. And exhaling as you send that left foot through to the top. Again, grounding through that back heel. Let's take that inhale and rise. Warrior one. Softening through the toes. Softening through the shoulders. Imagine that the arches of your feet are lifting and you are grounding through the sides of those feet. Let's take that last inhale And as you exhale, folding forward, lifting that back heel, and we're back. Downward dog or plank position. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, tucking the toes to downward dog. And once you get there, let's lift that right heel high again. Extending or bending. Breathing deeply here. Pressing firmly through both of your palms. One more inhale. And as you exhale, let's send that right foot through again. Grounding through that back heel, we inhale. Warrior one. Good. As you exhale, we come forward. Finding those airplane arms, reaching the palms facing the floor. Lifting through that back heel. Find that nice long line from that back heel all the way through the crown of your head. Good. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, let's come up onto that right foot. If you need to, you can touch down with those toes. If you're ready, we lift. Good. Inhaling. Drop that left hip just a bit. Draw those shoulder blades together. One more inhale. And as you exhale, drop through that left foot. We rise. Breathing here, finding that baby back bend. Inhaling. And as you exhale, folding forward again. Good. Inhaling as you half lift. And exhaling as you fold. And again, making your way back to your downward dog or that plank position. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Tucking the toes back to downward dog. Good. And take that inhale, that left heel lifting high. Again, extending or bending. Pressing firmly through both of your palms. See if you can even out those shoulders. If you want a little more, take a look under that left shoulder. One more inhale. And as you exhale, that left foot comes through this time. Dropping through that back heel, we inhale. Warrior one. Tucking the tailbone under, sinking down. One more inhale, and as you exhale, those arms come back. Airplane arms, draw the shoulder blades together. Draw that navel to your spine, lifting through that back heel. Find your strength, find your power. Take a look to where you're gonna go. One more inhale. Grounding through that front foot. We start to lift. Again, you can stay here if this is enough. If you're ready, begin to lift. You can keep those arms right where you are. Or if you know you want to find a different option, please feel free to do so. One more inhale. And exhaling, releasing through that right foot. We take that inhale and rise. And exhale as you tip forward. Half lift. And fold forward. And again, we make our way to our plank or downward dog. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, tucking the toes. Coming back to downward dog. Let's take a look to the hands. Softening through the knees, hopping or stepping your way to the top of your mat. Let's inhale, half lift. And exhale as you fold forward. Good. From here, drawing those toes together. You can bring the heels together as well, or you can keep those heels separated. Start to bend the knees a lot. Start to ground through those heels as much as you can. And when you feel ready, start to rise. Lifting those arms, see if you can line up your arms with your ears. Feeling those shoulder blades slide down your back. Tucking the tailbone. Good, remember, we're not here. So try not to press the hips forward. Try not to press those knees forward. Think about really sitting down like you would if there was a chair below you. One more inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward. Good, finding a nice bend in those knees to really rest your upper body on the legs. Just taking a few breaths here. Maybe giving your head a gentle nod or shake, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to do that again. So let's keep those toes together. The heels separated if you'd like. Take that inhale, grounding through those heels, tucking the tailbone under, letting those shoulder blades slide down your back. Good. The navel drawing in and almost lifting it up like a zipper. Yeah, let's breathe. One more inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to twist. So turning yourself to the left, opening those arms, drawing those shoulder blades together, the palms are wide. Breathe. One more inhale, we're back to the center. Stay strong. Stay low in those legs. One more inhale and exhale, opening up. Good, again, those shoulder blades drawing together. Tucking the tailbone. Draw that navel in. Okay, let's take that inhale. One more time, sink it low. Exhale, and we inhale and rise. Let's find that baby back bend. And exhale as you tip forward, folding forward here. Inhaling, half lift. And exhale as you fold through. And we're going to make our way to the back of the mat. Back to that downward dog. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you need to find child's pose. Maybe you're ready to keep flowing. So if so, let's come forward to plank again. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. And exhaling back to downward dog. Good. From here, we're going to come back to that plank position. Coming forward. Holding in that plank position. If this is too much, please know you can drop to your knees here, okay? If you are dropping to your knees, try not to press your bottom back too much. Keep shifting those hips forward so that the shoulders are just above those wrists. Inhaling and exhaling, one more breath. And as you exhale, dropping those knees, toes coming together, sitting back onto those heels, child's pose. We're going to bring our weight forward again. Coming back onto those hands right below those shoulders. You can stay on the knees or you can come to the toes. This time, we're going to come to one side, okay? So when you are ready, you can come to that left hand or the right hand, whichever side is calling you, lifting through that top arm. Again, if it's too much to keep both legs lifted, you can drop through this bottom knee. You can also place this top foot in the front. If you would like to advance, you can start to lift the leg. You can find your tree pose. Whatever is best for you. If you're starting to shake just a little bit, it's okay. So am I. Let's take that inhale together. One more time. And as you exhale, back to plank. Hold it here. If you need that child's pose, take it. We're going to stay, or I am going to stay. If it's not where you are right now, that is okay. Let's take that inhale and exhale. We're going to turn to the other side. So whichever hand was on the bottom below before is now on the bottom. So again, you can stack those feet. You could bring one to the front. You could bend one or both, or no, you can't really bend both. You can bend either one. Keep that hip lifted. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Pressing those hips forward. One more inhale. And exhale back to that plank. Hold here. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Drop the knees. Toes together. Sitting back into those hips. And just breathe here. Again, noticing the quality of your breath. Maybe it has changed. Maybe you've warmed yourself up a bit, which is exactly what we wanted to do. This is going to help us to go a little deeper into those yin poses. Yin yoga helps us to stretch our connective tissue a little bit more. Let's get started on that. We're going to find an inhale here, starting to press yourself up to the hands and knees. You can draw the knees in a bit if you would like. And we're going to come into our extended puppy, also known as melting heart. So we'll find that inhale, and as you exhale, begin to walk those arms forward. The tailbone stays lifted. And we drop that chest as low as you are ready to go. You can grab any props here that you may need. You might want to place a block under your forehead here. You may need to modify a bit. Maybe walking those hands out a little wider, creating a little more opening in the shoulders. If you'd like to take the pose a little deeper, you can always come to the chin and look straight ahead. Once you have found the place that does feel good to you, start to really connect with your breath. Inhaling as you lift that tailbone a little higher. And exhaling as you sink, as you melt just a little deeper. In yin yoga, there is not a lot of talking. So take this time to notice. Maybe noticing where your thoughts are going, what emotions you're bringing to your thoughts. And then just allow yourself to keep coming back to your breath. Staying right there in your extended puppy. Staying with your breath. And always knowing that in these yin poses, we do hold them longer than we normally do in our other poses. And this gives us time to move around as much as we need to. It gives us time to come out of the pose We're going to take a couple more breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. One more time. And exhale. And you need to walk yourself back in. If it feels okay to you, you can draw those knees together, sitting back into your child's pose again. Reaching those arms to the front, or you may want to bring the arms behind. Bringing the knees together here allows us to round the spine a little bit more. It allows us to create a little more space between those shoulder blades. So just keep coming back to your breath. Carefully rising as you inhale. We're going to walk our hands back to the top of the mat. Tucking the toes. Begin to walk the feet to the hands. We're going to stay here in our forward fold. So allowing the knees to bend enough that you can comfortably rest your upper body on those legs, allowing it to feel comfortable. You can bring your hands to the floor. You could open your palms to the ceiling here. Start to direct the crown of your head to your mat. Starting to find a little more length in your spine. Space in your neck. If it feels better for you to be in ragdoll, please feel free to come here, bending your elbows, cupping the opposite elbows. And you may feel ready to begin extending the legs a bit more here. And as you do so, instead of focusing on the knees straightening out, focus on the tailbone lifting. So as the tailbone lifts, those knees start to straighten, and the upper body stays connected with the legs here. So staying safe in our pose. The more we straighten out those knees and lock out our knees and allow our upper body to come away from those legs, the more injury is possible in those hamstrings and glutes. So we always want to stay safe and slowly going deeper into the pose. Forward folds allow us to go deeper into our breath. So as you exhale, allow that exhale to be longer, to be deeper than your inhale. Feeling yourself grounding in the pose a little bit more. Knowing that if it gets to be too much, you could half lift if you want to. You could bend the knees a bit here. Maybe standing here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. One more full breath, inhaling and exhaling. Then we're going to soften the knees here. Letting one knee come down. Allowing that other knee to come down as well. And we're going to sit ourselves back in that child's pose again. Knees wide, knees together, whatever feels best to you. Inhaling as you rise, let's press through those palms and we're going to come back to our downward dog. Tucking the toes, pressing into downward dog, taking a look right between those knees. On the inhale, lifting through that right heel. And as you exhale, directing the right knee to the right wrist, that right foot to the left wrist. If it's too much to extend through this back leg, please feel free to bend through the back knee. Instead, staying here, you can always fold forward in this pose. If it's just all too much and you want to come down to a reclined version of this pose, you can find that figure 4 position by crossing that right leg over. You can stay here or you can lift through the leg. Again, you can stay here the whole time if you would like. And if you're in pigeon, start to drop through that left hip bone, evening out the hips. You can stay lifted here if this is enough. Or you can start to bring yourself down. Maybe just coming down to the forearms to begin. Coming down a little deeper when you are ready. You can always extend the arms long here. Or you could stack the hands and place your forehead on that top hand. Again, making any adjustments that you need. Maybe coming up and taking a nice deep breath in and creating more space here, more length, so that you can go deeper as you come down. And again, staying with your breath. And just take a moment to notice. Noticing if you're holding on to tension anywhere, maybe your shoulders, maybe your toes, your fingers. Sometimes we hold on to tension in those places to try to allow ourselves to go deeper into other places, and we need to just relax everywhere, right? Softening the fingers, softening the toes, softening the shoulders and the muscles of your face. Find another inhale here, making your way back up very carefully. And if you're on your back, just gently, carefully switching sides. If you'd rather just come to your knees here and come back to the other side on from your knees, that is okay. Or if you'd like to tuck those toes, pressing into downward dog again, please do so. If you're in downward dog, we take that left heel high and start to send the left knee through. That left knee to the left wrist, the left foot towards the left, the left foot towards the right wrist. Making sure that you're not sitting on top of that foot. Try to draw that foot out a bit and then sit back into your hips, allowing that back leg to extend as you create more space for your hips to rest comfortably. Again, if you need to, you can bend through the knee here. Always listening to your body, and each side you might need something different. You might be able to go a little deeper on one side than the other. Please try not to force each side to be even. This is one reason we practice, to help balance ourselves out, to even out our sides a little bit more. So take your time, breathing into it, letting your breath guide you into a deeper pose. Again, making those adjustments if you need, rising up if you'd like, starting to maybe create that space and length before you come back down. And when you do come back down, imagine reaching through the crown of your head, that chest being directed towards the front of the room, or the top of your mat as you go deeper. Noticing where your thoughts have gone, noticing if you've allowed yourself to follow those thoughts. Keep coming back to your breath. Take that inhale, rising back up, sitting tall when you're ready. And take our weight over to that left side. If you're already on your back, go ahead and stay there. We're going to draw that back leg around to the front, taking your time as you carefully roll right down your mat. Drawing those knees into the chest, hugging those knees, maybe drawing a gentle circle with the knees as you massage your lower back here. We're going to bring ourselves right into happy baby pose. So bringing the knees wide. If this is enough, stay here. You can just keep holding on to those knees. You can hold on to your shins if you'd like to. And if you are ready, let's flex the feet. Holding onto the feet, you can come from the inside or the outside of the foot. You could find your peace fingers and find those big toes. But just taking your time to find exactly where you like to be in this pose. Opening the feet a little wider, if that feels okay in your body. Maybe finding a little movement here if you'd like to rock gently side to side. Or maybe you'd like to extend one leg at a time, or both legs as you open up a little bit more. Just doing what feels good to you. Keep dropping through that tailbone, tucking the chin in, resting directly on the back of your head, allowing the shoulders to soften. Muscles of your face softening. Allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Checking in, noticing if you're adding tension. Noticing if you can let go anywhere. We're going to find another inhale here. As you exhale, carefully bringing the feet together, the knees coming together, hugging those knees. Again, finding movement, or you can find some stillness here if that feels better. And we're going to come into our final working pose. We're going to come right into our twist. So we're going to start with the feet on the mat, those feet coming together, the knees tall, the knees together as well. Those palms are facing the ceiling. Start to press through the feet, letting the hips slide to the right, letting the knees fall to the left, and setting your gaze down that right arm. Now, if this is enough, just stay right where you are. If you need a little more, you can always cross that top leg over the bottom leg. You could extend the top leg. There are many, many options here, so just choose an option where you can completely let go. Taking a moment to notice if you, again, are holding on to any tension. Allowing your breath to get stronger. The more you relax, the more you deepen your twist. Imagine that you are a sponge. Each inhale fills you up with positive energy, positive thoughts. And each exhale is like it's wringing you out, ridding you of any negativity, any stale air, just letting go. beginning to come back to your breath. Making your way through the center. Knees lift, the feet pressing to your mat. Shifting those hips to the left. The knees falling to the right. Taking your time here, sending your gaze down the left arm. And letting your breath guide you. Never forcing a twist. Notice if your shoulders are even. This is one reason that we shift those hips first. To create that perfect alignment from the tailbone through the crown of the head. This will help you even out those shoulders a bit more. You can always adjust them physically, lifting one, lowering the other. Just taking your time as you settle into your twist. Notice if you're gripping your legs, just to stay in one spot. Remember, they don't even have to stay stacked. You can straddle them, you can separate them, whatever you need to do so that you can completely melt into this pose and let go. It's very normal for your thoughts to be going crazy right now. Thinking about maybe how much longer we'll be in this pose or what you're doing after this. Those things will always be there. So just keep coming back to your breath. Allowing yourself to be right here, right now. breath again. Slowly coming back to the center. Taking your time. Finding any organic movement that your body may need here. Shifting the hips back to the center. And just taking your time. Maybe you want to bring the knees into the chest again. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana. So you can extend your legs all the way down your mat, resting in corpse pose. If you'd like to continue to open the hips, please feel free to find your reclined Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet coming together, the knees wide, arms resting where you feel most comfortable. They can be long down by your sides, maybe one hand on the abdomen, one hand on your heart. You could bring the arms overhead, softening the shoulders, softening the elbows. Taking your time to start settling in. Starting to feel weight in your arms, weight in your legs. If the arms are overhead and you like to bring them down by your sides, please do so. The breath is strong. Inhaling, filling yourself up. Exhaling and deepening. Staying here with your breath. Noticing the thoughts coming and going like clouds floating in and out. When you start to become attached to those thoughts, bringing energy to those thoughts, keep bringing yourself back, always coming back to your breath. your body, whatever your body is telling you it needs. Slowly, carefully, making your way over to your side, resting in your fetal position. And with the strength of your upper body, pressing yourself right back up to seated. Sitting tall, eyes closed, breath strong. And I encourage you to take a moment to notice, to acknowledge what you've done for yourself today, what you've allowed yourself to do. And just acknowledging, honoring, finding peace in this. Let's take one more inhale together. Bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice